So hey guys, welcome back to another Sunday live stream at Trace Trades. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you click the link in the description so you could join the server and participate in these streams live every single Sunday. You do not need to be a premium member to attend. These streams are open for everybody. But to get right into it, as far as individual names go, first we have Apple. Been watching this one for a while. We sniped the bottom with some weekly entries last week. That was very fun. I think the original contracts went around 850% if you held them from our original entry. That was pretty fun. We exited and re-entered a couple times, like as far as alerts go, but definitely a great week for Apple. Really, what we're looking at next week is we're just gonna flip on the hourly, and we're just playing momentum here. So there's been a lot of volume pouring into this stock recently. Like look at these volume bars here, and a considerable price action move to complement it. Really, what we're looking at here is either scalps for the upside or scalps for the downside. And as far as the downside goes, again, we are looking at 157. I'm gonna mute you in the server. I'll unmute you later. But yeah, we are looking at 157 as far as like downside bounces or maybe short it below. Otherwise, if we continue to move up, we're just gonna be watching our hourly, playing above those higher days, and then also watching this light blue line here, which is our 8 EMA. But that's all for Apple. Next, moving on to AMD. Really what we're seeing here is an inside day at the top at all-time highs. So this is a very, very big inflection point. So whether we break above, which would be above Thursday's high day or below, either way, like it's going to be a considerable move with it. In my personal opinion, I'd say that we were probably red on Monday with a small another candle, probably another inside day, waiting for this 8 EMA to catch up before we pop back above previous all-time highs around 156. That's more of a guess, but that I could very easily see it going that way. But again, really what we're just looking at here is a break to the upside or break to the downside. I probably won't be buying puts if we break to the downside, just because AMD is a very, very strong name right now. And when it is at these levels, it's probably going to line up pretty closely to our 8 EMA here. So if it does break down, I think it would have a hard time like following through there. So really, I'm really watching the upside here. Maybe if we stack a couple candles within this range, then I'll believe that we could dip to the downside more. But for now, really, again, just watching this range, I like the upside a lot better. Facebook, I drew on this one a little bit because this chart without drawings looks a little bit messy. You can draw this trend line I have down here, but it's kind of steep. I don't really like drawing like that steep lines because usually like the steep trends don't really hold. So I have this here, but really what we're looking at here is just a reversal. So if you want to call it, if it helps to call it an inverse head and shoulders, please by all means call it that. And really we're just consolidating towards the upper range, waiting to break above. These wicks right here, they're a little worrying. Like if these wicks weren't here, like this would be an instant long. I would like buy probably December's and January's on this, targeting like 360, 370. But we do have these wicks already in here, so just keep that in mind that we already have explored these levels and it has sold off pretty quickly. Maybe what we're looking for is just a daily close over 350 to start our swing. I feel like that would be a good spot to sort of look at. But otherwise, I do think Facebook is very, very primed for a move. Because we have these wicks up here, we're probably looking at January or February contracts for a swing. And even then, I still might take it a little bit light because the market just is very, very volatile right now. Very good chart, though. I do like this chart a lot. We also have GameStop, had a very nice move on Friday, reporting earnings later this week as well. Really, I'm just looking for a close above this level here, like this 231. So call it like 230, 231, 232, somewhere above there. If we start closing hourly candles above that, I think we could definitely make a quick move up to 250, 260. Yeah, you could zoom out and you could draw some sort of wedge here, but like all this price action is so irregular. I'm really just going after like the most recent thing I see. You could call this a cup and handle too. Again, if the pattern names help, please use them. I really just try to look at price action in general. Next we have Google. Mini breakout here on the daily, easier to see on the hourly. Looks like we're going back for a retest. If we do start to retest these levels, or if we start to pull up immediately on Monday, this chart looks really good. But again, if we bounce on this level and just like consolidate on the lows here, ride the trend line down, that's not worth taking. So we want a quick move if we do retest on this trend line, a quick bounce up, probably back to these like 2980 levels at least. Or if we start pulling up immediately, we'll probably wait for a break above like 3000 again. Maybe like 3005, 3010, something like that. But we're kind of in like a chop zone right now, so just wait for either that swift bounce off the trend line or wait for that like 30-10 break. McDonald's, just to turn on the daily real quick, like nothing special here. Looking like a little bit of a flag, trying to go back to all-time highs. Looks fine. Pull up the hourly again. Just this is a very like it's a good chart, but it's nothing special. It's definitely not like A plus material. This is probably like a B chart, but I like it still. Making some moves here. I do really want to see a move above like 252. I'll probably take that as a day trade, like the move above 252, because then that gives us range all the way up to like 254. But really, other than that, I might add on the lower trend line if we get here, or just again play the break. But right now, again, I would probably stay away except for a quick trade above that 252 level. QQQ and SPY, I'm gonna save those for the end. Tesla, really just looking at continuation here. Again, pull up the daily. Very, very nice bounce. Moving up past this like quick sell-off area too. So again, if you just want to look at the hourly here, like again, call this whatever you want. Like if you want to call it a head and shoulders, really what I'm seeing here is just break above here, and I think we continue all the way up to like 1173. So again, if you want to play this retest, or if you just want to play some day trades during the day, just make sure that you're managing those, because again, it is Tesla. So if you're going to be playing those solo, make sure like you're managing your risk properly. But this just looks like it's going to be a large mover this week, so that means there's opportunity for us to make money if we like get the trend relatively right, which I believe that there's a good chance we do. So yeah, this is probably just going to be a name we're going to be day trading throughout the week. Again, just looks pretty good for continuation. Nothing to swing here though, at least in my opinion. And TSM, the last one on the list. A couple different drawings here. I don't really like this one. I'm actually going to do this one instead. I thought I changed that before I started, but that's fine. If we throw on the weekly, really what you're seeing is the same thing, starting to poke out of the breakout here. I do really, really like this setup on the weekly. They're going to report earnings in early January. So honestly, for this, I was thinking like March contracts for swings. It is semis, so it is going to mirror similar moves to other semis. So if you just pull up something like SMH, like again, this is pulling up to all-time highs, mainly thanks due to AMD and NVIDIA. But TSM kind of been lagging. Similar to our MU setup a little bit. It was lagging a lot, and we just played the upside for like those short 2 weeks. And like this chart can see continuation too. It's just it's not that good anymore. Like it was really good beforehand. TSM is kind of looking the same way that MU did prior to making that move. Not same way structure-wise, but same way as been consolidating for a while, starting to break out, has the backing of semis doing well, that sort of thing. So that's what we're looking at here. Again, this is probably just going to be a longer dated swing. This doesn't have too many setups for day trades unless you just want to wait until like that 127. But that's like a substantial move till we get there. So maybe if we get there, we'll revisit that idea. But for now, this looks like an equity or just really longer dated contracts for a swing. Pulling back up to SPY, just consolidation here. Like I didn't draw anything because I really don't think there's anything to draw. If we pull in the hourly, like same kind of deal. Like you could draw this, but like this is 2 points of contact, maybe coming in for a third, lining up with the 50 SMA, but I don't know. I like to keep charts relatively clean. I only want to draw things that really I think are going to make a difference. I don't think that line makes too much of a difference. But really, yeah, just been range bound here. So that's why like the game is still the same. Stay nimble, stay a little bit lighter. I would say you could start playing downside around like 467, and then upside is just going to be like all-time highs every single time. So like 471 in this case. But again, like we really are just like consolidating at these levels. I do think we are due for at least a 20 test. The 20 is actually very close now because of all this consolidation. So that'd be a good little like quick revisit. Maybe it'll line up with this like this low down here, like these lower 460s. I think more likely like it probably lines up around like 465. But in any case, I do think we look a little bit more bearish for this week just because of this consolidation, and we haven't seen a 20 touch or a 50 touch in quite a while. Like as you can see, like even the 20 is starting to like level off a little bit here. But again, nothing to make me think that we're absolutely diving anytime soon. Nothing to make me think that we need to go short. Maybe if you're going to be swinging like a significant like amount of capital, grab some hedges, grab some longer dated SPY puts, maybe some VIX calls too if that's your thing. But really, just it's not. I don't think it's anything too crazy as of yet. If we start to break below like this 465, then it might get a little bit crazy, and then like again that 462 as well. Then it might get a little bit more crazy to the downside. Like if we lose the 20, like I do think it's very likely we'll come back for like a 450. But we're nearing the end of the year now. Usually towards the end of the year we start to rally a little bit more, so I'd say we probably consolidate here, maybe break a little bit higher. Like I could see 480 by the end of the year. That's probably a little optimistic, but I could see it definitely. And the Qs had a little bit more of a breakout here, so this is probably looking for a retrace pretty quickly. Again, like we pull up the hourly, like we got the gap down to like 401.75. So probably what I'm thinking is we come back down, fill that gap, and then start consolidating or bounce and move higher. This is a pretty strong chart, so I'd be pretty surprised if when we fill that gap, like we sell off even more. I think it's pretty safe to say that like 400 is a solid point to sort of bounce off of. If we don't bounce off of it when we move lower, again we have this like 395. We have similar points of bounce as to SPY has. So again, bullish going in towards the end of the year, but just keep in mind that if we do start to lose some of those levels, if we do start to retrace like that, again, like we haven't seen a 20 touch in a while, we haven't seen a 50 touch in a while. We have this level here that we have revisited in the past around like 380, so that's like 20 points below where we're at. So the move down could be violent. That's why again the name of the game is staying light and nimble. That's why I like been doing a lot more day trading recently. And if we are swinging something, we're gonna buy a lot of time on it. Again, but that's been the name of the game for a while. I do hope everyone has been abiding by that, because that is how you keep your account safe so you could trade on following days as well. But overall, that's really what I'm looking at this week. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you click the link in the description to join our Discord so you can participate in these streams live. It does not cost anything to attend. These are open to everybody, so please feel free to come and join and participate in some Q&A afterwards.